Today we are with Lieutenant-Colonel Raphael Chauvancy. Sir, please can you give us a kind of brief presentation of yourself?
Yes, thank you very much. At first, I wanted to thank you to welcoming me today in your podcast. I am Lieutenant-Colonel Raphael Chauvancy. I am a military advisor posted in Abuja since 1 year now, and my main mission is to support the Nigerian Armed Forces in the French language learning program.
And sir, how is French important, okay, in the defense ministry?
Very good question, because sometimes people can be surprised to see a senior officer whose mission is to help to teach French. There has been a meeting between His Excellency the Honorable Minister of Defense and His Excellency the Ambassador of France a few months ago, and the priorities for military cooperation are four, and one of the four priorities is French language. Do you know why?
No.
Because Nigeria is surrounded by French-speaking countries, and Nigeria is also one of the main powers in Africa. So it is a country with local and global responsibilities. And when the Nigerian forces go, for example, for United Nations Peacekeeping mission, it is very useful and even necessary to speak French. To work with the militaries of the neighbors of Nigeria, it is mandatory to speak French also. So speaking French in the Nigerian Armed Forces is not just like a plus, it's an imperative to be more operational.
Are there specific programs or opportunities within the Ministry of Defense for young Nigerians who are proficient in French?
So yes, of course, because there are many courses, for example, in French, either in France or in francophone countries. Courses about whatever paratroops, about engineers, about all the skills which are needed. And there are many regional schools where all French-speaking African officers can come. And if you don't speak French, you cannot attend to these courses. So yes, there are many opportunities. There are also opportunities for exercises. For example, very recently we had the Nigerian Navy female officer who came back after boarding on a French ship for a few weeks, and she went on this French ship as far as Valparaiso in South America. So yes, there are many opportunities.
From a different perspective, what are the primary challenges and benefits of increasing French language proficiency among Nigerian military and defense personnel?
So I told you that it's important for training, it's important for missions. It's also important to get better skills to be more efficient in your mission. When you're an officer, we not expect you to be a superhero like in cinema, you know. We expect you to be able to think quicker and think smarter than your opponents. So at first, and to understand both your allies, the population, and your opponents. So if you go in a French-speaking environment, if you don't speak French, you lack some skills, you lack some knowledge. And on another hand, if you speak French, and it's true with any other language, you add more skills, not just communication skills, but you learn a new mindset, because a language is linked to a culture and to a mindset. And then if you're able to link different mindsets and different cultures, then you will be able to think smarter and quicker than your opponents. And then you will be able to surprise him and then to seek for victory.
That is it. And how do you see the French Up Your Career events supporting the Ministry of Defense goals for linguistic and strategic capability building?
Could you repeat the question, please?
I mean, how do you see the French Up Your Career
the French Up Your Career,
actually contribute to
yes,
building the French skills within the Ministry of Defense?
Yes, understood. I think the key word of the modern world is integration. And if you want to upgrade the French language skills, you cannot just teach people in a little part. It has to come in a global ecosystem. And the teaching French in the military is linked to teaching French in the civilian world. And I told you that speaking French for an officer would make him more efficient, which is also true in the economic world. And you cannot just separate all this. You have to think an integrated way.
Can you highlight any recent instance or mission where French language skill actually play a crucial role within the Nigerian military?
I have so many examples, it would be difficult to choose one, but I am working with many, of course, with Nigerian officers and generals, and all of them told me the same thing. When they have been posted in missions in French-speaking environments or with French-speaking militaries, speaking French had been a massive help for them. It was really necessary. And on another hand, I remember a Nigerian general who had been in the United Nations missions working with French-speaking countries, and he wasn't a French speaker. And he told me how much this made his life difficult, because he had to have a translator with him all the time, and having a translator is not as efficient as having a direct contact, of course.
Thank you, sir, for this insightful interview. Hope to have you again.
With pleasure.
Thank you.